Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here today. We're taking a look at Nexo, and just before we do, we'll take a quick understanding at Bitcoin, get a baseline of the market so we know what's going on. And if you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, I just have years of trading experience, over 15 years. My goal is to help you become more of an effective trader. So feel free to stick around. Hopefully you can learn a thing or two. And obviously, if you're a return viewer, thank you so much for joining me here and choosing myself in addition to whatever else you have available to you. Also, check out my Patreon community. I actually have a trading community where we actually send out signals to all of my trading members, and it's a really awesome experience. Consider it a signal group, trading community. Check that out in your own time. I actually have a descriptive video in the description below. Now, taking a look here at Bitcoin, first things first, a one-day chart. Simply put, the price is above and below support and resistance channels. We got a support channel from 58 to 60,000 and a resistance channel from 66,000 to 65 essentially. So we got 65 to 66 and 58 to 60 right here. So awesome stuff in that sense, because we have this correction from Bitcoin, which is actually very healthy. The reason why it's healthy is just based on the simple fact that we had to have a correction. Because you look back here, it's been 3.5 weeks of just straight upward momentum. There's literally been no corrective behavior at all, and it's very normal to have this. Okay, so get a lot of questions. Are we considered a bear market now because it's we're closer to 58,000? Not at all. Nothing to worry about. Bitcoin is just fine. Okay, we got a lot more gas left in the tank. Take a look here at Nexo and kind of see what's going on. I took a look at this a while back, I think, for one of my community members. And if we take a look here, we got 206 as a support level now. That was a previous resistance. Let's see what's going on in the big picture here. So when did it fall off? So May 15th. Okay, so the Elon candle essentially triggered everything. So May 12th, and then of course we got May 19th. That was the nail in a coffin. And it pretty much just went sideways between $1.30 and $2 for some time. Okay. So all in all, looking pretty good though. Last 5 days, pretty significant increase at like what, 50-60%? How much do we got? Okay, 75% in 5 trading days. So that's really cool. So it seems like it's flying under the radar because it keeps increasing about 5 to 15% per day, and it just keeps on legging up, which is awesome because it's probably having good, nice periods of consolidation. And we want to see that happen. BNB did that a while back, where it just snuck up from 250 to 600, and a month later you're just like, whoa, what happened? This is really good stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and mark our resistance level here as well. Of course, we got what, 286, and you can see that previously was a resistance too. So let's go ahead and mark that all the way over. So 286. All right, and we'll figure out based on Fibonacci what the major support and resistance levels are within that. In fact, why don't we just go ahead and do that right now before we go any further. And let's just go ahead and mark a couple of those. So I like to mark 618. That seems to be a pretty significant Fibonacci line, and 0.5 is also pretty good. So in case we lose any of these support levels, we got this here. Okay. All right. That's kind of what we're looking at here. Now let's go ahead and take a quick look at the 4-hour chart and see where we're at here. First of all, price is above both moving averages. That's fantastic. When we look at the RSI, it is well over 70, which is pretty standard. So I think we are due for a retracement here soon, because I'm willing to guess we're at a very high number here for TD sequential. Actually, not too bad. We're looking at a 7. So we might have about 2 more hours worth of continuation to the upside before we expect some type of at least sideways action and or retracement. My speculation based on the price increase here is that the price will kind of retrace a little bit further down. In fact, why don't we grab that really quick? Let's just grab one more Fibonacci line and kind of see what that would look like. So it's going to be right here. We got a support at 0.786, which is essentially $2.59. Okay. So that's where the price should come down to. So it'll probably stick between 259 and about 286 over the next couple of days, perhaps. It really just depends on how much more it wants to try to push to the upside. It's gaining a lot of volume, and in turn the price is increasing, but there's only so far it can go without correction, right? We see that with Bitcoin here today as well, or the last couple of days, of course. And I think Nexo is up. It's next, so to speak, for a correction. It may not be a significant correction, but I would venture to guess we're going to see something happen here soon, just based on the fact that it's overextended. It's been up over 70 for some time, and that makes a big difference. We did have a convergence on the MACD. That was what, 5 days ago. So nothing much to really note there, because that's pretty obvious that we can see that that had happened. Let's take a quick look at the 1-hour chart and just see if there's anything else we can identify here. Typically, TD sequential is very good here. In other words, we see the 9 and the continuation. So we're definitely in overtime right now. So I don't think we're going to see much more increase, so to speak, on Nexo. Again, maybe 8 more hours of continuation to the upside based on the 4-hour chart. But I don't think we're going to see a continuation considering the fact that it pumped up and got rejected here recently. Because you look back here previously, like history has a tendency of repeating itself in crypto, right? So if you see the price increase here, look at that, boom, right up to a resistance, got rejected, and then slowly broke to the upside. This one broke to the upside, broke through resistance, but never officially closed, and it continued sideways for almost 24 hours, I think that'd be. And then it started to increase. So again, I think the expectation here moving forward, within the next 24 hours, we're going to see some sideways action between 259 and about 286. The last thing we want to look at is Ishimogo Cloud and kind of see, yep, you can kind of tell it's working as a support level. So if this continuation does happen, again, the price will come over here and probably bounce up over and off of the Ishimogo Cloud. Any good bull run that I've witnessed over the years here, I've noticed that the cloud has a tendency of being a strong support level, much like the exponential moving average, the EMA 15, or even the MACD2 when we have that convergence or the bounce instead of a divergence. But all in all, yeah, I think I like this here. So let's just go ahead and take a quick big picture here and just get a kind of understanding of where we could be here. So based on Fibonacci, in the near future, I would say in the next 2 weeks, we could expect the price to test its all-time high. I think that's a little liberal, personally, unless we get a good state of consolidation, another, just say 2 or 3 days of consolidation, and then a bounce back from Bitcoin. Then I think we're going to be likely to see prices upwards of around 450. But the bottom line here is that it will hit that point eventually, but we have to honor the resistance levels. And again, this point right here at about 395, roughly $4 would be probably one of the major resistance levels that we're going to see, because that's the previous all-time high, the highest point in which it would go on the 1-day chart. Because if you're drawing support and resistance levels, always try to utilize the 1-day chart first, because it's the most effective, because that usually it has a tendency of being the most reliable. So that's kind of where we're at there. Yeah, so I would say definitely by year end we're going to see $4 broken. I think there's a strong chance we could see $5 or $6, within the next few months once altcoin season takes off. But a coin like this is going to be kind of a little bit lower on the scale in that sense of just taking a lot of market capitalization. This is still pretty low, all things considered. So I'd say that, once we see a little bit more Bitcoin dominance coming away from Bitcoin and going into other large market cap coins, at that point, we'll start to see the transition to smaller cap coins like these. So hopefully found benefit here, of course. And if you're interested in perhaps joining a trading community, basically a place in which you can learn as much as you possibly can, but furthermore, actually share every single trade that I take with me, go ahead and jump on into my Patreon community. Feel free to message me if you have any questions. Link in the description below for that. Obviously, all the other social medias as well if you'd like to follow me there. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.